Yeah, I hope you're raising your glass tonight because, hey, it's Saturday night. Welcome back. This is Home Wizards, your radio home for all things home, garden, and life improvement, fun improvement. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, by the way, where we talk about all these things throughout the week, and you can get involved in the conversation and chat. It's just Facebook.com/follow Cindy Dole and the website cindydole.com. Now, you can also, by the way, go there and see some really fun TV segments and videos that I did with my buddy Eric Stromer. We were at that International Builders Show in Orlando, and I think you'll agree that we found some very cool things, like this Bear Paint app where you use your iPhone and you take a picture of anything, like a picture of Pink if you wanted, and then you could match her hair color, and that could be your paint color if you want, or whatever, and they will give you all these different complementary palette colors to work from. Or this Kohler bathtub that we saw, where if you have a relative who has troubles getting in and out of the bathtub, they've got this thing where literally, speaking of the super game and your TV plasma, the wall of the tub raises and lowers like a plasma TV screen to make it easier and less of a challenge of possibly slipping and sliding. So all kinds of that good stuff. Oh, and have you ever checked out this GE washer that makes you like wrinkle-free overnight? You don't have to iron. So you can check all that out at cindydole.com. Now, as we are into February, wow, where did January go? And before you know it, it's going to be July and then Christmas again. It just kind of swoops, I think, at these big chunks. But I think it's a good time, because it's still early on in the month, to make kind of a to-do list around the house for the month. And so I thought we would talk about some of the things that you should be thinking about and might want to think about for all those spaces, whether it's a chore or a project or just kind of get going. So if you don't already, it's a really good idea to get a binder and make that your home organizer notebook. I have a couple of them, and you could just get wherever you like to go, get the 3-ring binder, and then get some of those sheet protectors, and then you might want to have dividers and have categories of all of the things tied to your home. It really becomes a nice centralized location, and you can have that be your spot to put your wishes or your projects or your maintenance things to do. Or maybe as you're just sitting around looking at magazines and you're ripping this page out or that page out, you can put that there for pictures and ideas of colors and inspiration and things you want to copy at some point in time, right? And then I always like to have a few of those zipper pockets or pocket holders also to put little physical pieces of swatches or materials or ideas in. And to make sure that inside you have a section along with the page for each month. Might even be a good place to put a little calendar to keep you on track. So for February, it's a good time to jump on moisture damage, on heat loss, make a quick work of organizing your storage areas, and then maybe even think about some gardening prep. So let's walk you through it. First, in terms of making sure that your home is okay. I know it sounds kind of boring, but it's a good idea to get a pad of paper and a pen and then just kind of walk around the house and take a detailed note on all the things. Look at your ceilings, look under the roof, under the eaves, and along the windows, the door frames, and just really make sure, check even under the toilets and the tubs and the showers, and see if there are any areas where condensation of water could somehow enter your living area and storage space, because you don't want that. And it's a good idea to even use a little flashlight for the spy in you, the salt in you, to check the crawl space and the basement walls and floors and that whole area. And then you're looking for visible moisture and for stains that are caused by moisture. And then when you find something, you may just need to recaulk around the tub or the window, or guess what? You may have to call the plumber, right? Now, here's some of the other things you might want to tackle for inside the home this month. Change the shower curtain. A lot of people may not have shower curtains. A lot of people still do. And when you're checking those leaks in the bathroom, see if the shower curtain needs to be replacing. All right? The damp shower curtains can really get icky, and they're unhealthy. And it's a great little science project for mold and mildew. And so you want to swap yours out periodically. They're so inexpensive. Make sure to open up and air out the shower enclosure while you're doing it. Batten down the hatches. A good time to find and seal the energy leaks. Again, grab the pad and the pen and notes of any spots that you can't address, and then arm yourself with a tube of caulking to fill those small cracks, and maybe even a spray can of insulating foam sealer for the larger cracks. And then you might even want to add some weather stripping to the door frame, because it's still been kind of chilly at night, so you want to make sure you aren't wasting that electricity. And speaking of getting chilly and wasting electricity, have you done this yet? You want to go to this website and run the numbers on your home. It's a good one. It's sponsored by the Energy Department and the EPA, okay? And also other state and federal agencies. It's called HES. HES, as in Home Energy Saver. So the site is hes.lbl.gov energy.gov/consumer. And when you go there, they have this tool that lets you, all for free, calculate your home's energy use. And then it lets you estimate the energy savings from the kind of improvements that if you were to make, what you would save, like insulation, changing windows, more efficient appliances. And then the experts from the Energy Department and the EPA and such all collaborate. So you know it's a legitimate site. All right. Then you also might want to think about having a home energy audit in the next month or so to come. It's really going to save you a lot. And before you even go to the Yellow Pages or go somewhere online and hire somebody, another great website to check out, and it's tied to the Energy Department's Energy Savers site. All right. And all you do is you go energysavers.gov. Okay, energysavers.gov, and then you'll kind of sniff around in there and you'll see there's a place to search for the home energy audits. But this is something that's going to basically cost you about $300, maybe $500, depending. And the Energy Department advises you to get a contractor who has a calibrated blower door and does this. Well, it's kind of like, again, a CSI or Ghostbuster thing. And they use this heat-seeking device to inspect and see where the cold air is coming in or the hot air is going out. And it's really, really important. It's going to save you a bundle. So, again, go to energysavers.gov. And if you miss that, you can always email me. I'll help you out. Okay? Clean out the storage areas. Get a head start on spring and their spring cleaning by attacking a cluttered storage space, whether maybe, in the garage, oh my gosh, the garage, or the laundry room or the garden shed. Your home really is going to benefit when you get rid of the rusting tools or the leaking fluids or the household chemicals, which, of course, you probably know about your hazmat day in your neighborhood to take them there. And then clean that empty space and go through those items and try to let go of everything you haven't used in the last year. And that gets us to next Saturday's show. We're going to be talking a bit more about organization. In fact, throughout the month of February, you never can talk about it too much, I don't think, because it's all about getting rid of the old and then maybe making home for the new. But that's my policy not before, but as I buy something new, I always say, you know what, now I'm going to go home and get rid of 2 or 3 of that same like item because, it's just, we're exploding with stuff. Get a fire extinguisher. Another good thing, a fire extinguisher, better yet, get several. Buy fire extinguishers for each type of fire that you might encounter at your home, and that's really handy to have one, of course, for the kitchen. Get a specialized extinguisher that will be able to put out a Class B, meaning a grease fire, but also a Class C, meaning an electrical fire. And then for the sleeping and living room area and the fireplace, get a multi-purpose. It's called ABC. So really you want to get all 3 if you can. Go to your home improvement store, go wherever, and just have those, and you'll be so happy that you had them, and make sure that you know how to use it. And then outside, of course, February is kind of transitional. Spring is in sight. We had Groundhog Day. And so, you want to begin working in the garden to prepare for that warmer weather. And that means cleaning out the gutters. But on a prettier note, you might want to think about mulching your garden beds and then pruning those ornamental grasses. And something that I think that it's really, really fun to think about. Do you love blueberries? Do you love blueberry muffins? How about planting a blueberry bush? Right now, they grow in Southern California. How cool is that? So check out the blueberry muffin plant or bush, and they're delightful. They're beautiful. We had our friends from Monrovia Nursery on not long ago, and they have this great foliage of kind of a minty green. So it's interesting to look at beyond the fun that you get to actually eat blueberries, and how fun to make them for blueberry muffins or pancakes too. Be thinking about after your amaryllis that you've been having probably lingering through the house since Christmas, cut off the stalk, but leave the foliage, and this is going to help to reinvigorate the bulb. All right, so you have plenty of blooms for next year, and treat it like an ordinary houseplant next fall, and cut back the foliage. And speaking of plants, this is a great tip that I learned over and over again from our friends throughout the Rose Parade. One of the keys to keeping those Valentine's Day cut flowers fresh, it's bleach. Bleach, a cap of bleach in the water will kill the bacteria and forget having that stinky, smelly, icky water, and it will basically keep your flowers looking fresh longer. And just have a little 50-50 solution of lemon lime soda, a little water, and then a little bit of the bleach. And there you have it. Is that cool or what? So those are some things to do for February. I hope you get your little notebook. Maybe you can do it today, maybe tomorrow while you're watching the game in between the commercials, right? And then we'll check back and see how things are going, and we'll do this every month to kind of keep you on track throughout the year, because there really are so many things to do, and it can get overwhelming if you don't kind of stay on track. So that's my goal to help you for February. Now, remember, you can always go back to the website, cindydole.com, where we have all the past shows right there. And you can listen to them. You can share them. You can Facebook them. And I hope you will follow me on Facebook and Twitter, because we have so much to talk about. And next Saturday, when we come back, we're going to have some more fun talking about organization and getting your spaces ready, because there's a lot to do out there. And then, of course, we can't forget Valentine's Day. Some fun help to get those flowers looking pretty and delightful for those loved ones in your life. I hope you had fun listening. I had fun hanging out with you. I hope you have a great night and a great Super Sunday. And until next Saturday, we're going to crank it up right now. But remember, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.
Back to life. Suddenly